Bortle here with Chandler. What's up, man? How are you? And congrats on making it to the finals with this deck.
What's good, Bortle? I know it's been a minute since I've been on the channel and everything. Just started playing again with the good old Eldlich trap deck, finishing X2. My only two losses was to round one to my friend playing Tri Brigade with DPE, and then round five to PK with DPE. And both times my losses were just like to unfortunate hands and them having the lightning storm to just blow me out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the channel, bro. And what made you decide to play this deck post Burst of Destiny?
Honestly, I would have tried to play Sword Soul, but I haven't really been testing it that much just because of like school and everything. But the deck I was kind of very comfortable with is was either this or Dragon Link, and I just didn't think Dragon Link was powerful enough. Just going along with the new cards and everything. So I decided to play this deck because I just felt like it had the best matchups against everything, going first or second. And I made a few justifications to it from like the pack lists and from watching his profile and then like learning more about what I could see that was going to be very prominent in the tournament, coming with the new set being released.
Before we jump into that, man, do you like to do some shout outs before we start the deck profile?
Of course, shout out to best team in Georgia, Team Net. Uh, we're starting up really big like store, kind of like their startup happened right before COVID happened. We have a bunch of players that have a couple of premium tops here and there. Very uprising, very well knowledgeable players. Usually, almost every Yu-Gi-Oh event that happens, Georgia, most we win them, especially when it comes to team aspects or these 3v3s or um, yeah. And shout out to my friends that let me borrow cards. My buddy Terry, Yanni, Jay, Fiki, Gabe, a bunch of other friends that just had my back throughout this tournament. I can't. I cannot forget the myth, the legend, Bortle.
All right. On that note, please take it
Oh
with the
God,
rest of your
yes.
deck profile, bro.
All right, we'll start off with the monsters. I decided to play five monsters in the main deck. I played the one Ecclesia, the two Lords, and two Border. Um, I decided to up the count of the monsters and to have like essentially three normal summons in the deck, especially like just Border plus traps. Is just like insane going first. Like the deck already does very well going first, but you rather just secure the matchup, especially when you're going against like Drytron or anything of that kind of nature. Inspector Border is just an insane card that's just unfair. And even going second, you can still just summon it, mitigate a board, and then kind of go from there, depending on what you have. And those are the monsters in the main. And then I decided to play three pot of extras and then two prosperities. I was playing duality before, but I didn't necessarily like duality, especially post game one, on the factor of just like pot of prosperity lets you see more of your side deck cards that keep you from like losing to the unfair cards of like evenly matched, storm, twin, stuff like that. So I'd rather dig those kind of cards. Like pot of extra is really good game one, but after that, it's just not inherently that good because if you're going second, it's just not going to resolve. And prosperity will let you at least attempt to see your side deck cards on top of it. It doesn't have to be immediately at the start. And there's times like before I've just like normal border with them having the action hand and prosperity, and then they're just like shit out of luck kind of thing. The main deck, and that's five monsters, five spells, and the rest are trap cards. I played three conk, three punishment, of course, three sanguine, of course. I opted to play Goza match inside of rivalry because I thought Goza matches would have been more impactful, especially like if you played against the Sword Soul deck. Because if you just flip that on the Sword Soul deck, they just kind of lose because they can't summon their tuners essentially, and because they're all different attributes. So that was a big thing. The only worst like matchup it came down to was like the PK dude. Like it was the only time I think rivalry would have been better. Two Halketo, three IDPs. This card was insane against PK, especially with DPE running around. My top 16 opponent was so mad when I activated three traps during his draw phase, including this, after he missed the IDP, and then I banished the DPE and the Rusty, and that would just secure the game. Then the other two godly floodgates of Yu-Gi-Oh! Lord himself, Imperial Order, and 1 Skilled Ring. And then I played the Solemn Brigade package, of course, 3 Judgment, 3 Strike. Would not play any less. Those cards are insane. They just break boards. 3 Torrential Tributes. And then the last trap I played was, of course, Trap Trick itself. It lets you play 5 copies of almost every normal trap in your deck.
You're doing, perfect 40, really nice. And I kind of want to like
All
skip
right.
down to the side deck, and I'm noticing you have a heavily prison right there. Did you wanted to like tech it in the main deck, or have you tried it? What are your thoughts on this card, man?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, it is very, very solid, but I think it's like how I feel with Prosperity over X-Trap kind of thing. Like, because I don't want to play too many monsters, like too many monsters in this deck. Even though it does net you another trap card, it's like outside of it getting like a pot card or like one of your Eldritch traps to keep you going. It's just like inherently not gonna do too much outside of that because I never respected like the going second decks there because I didn't think there was gonna be people on that kind of strategy yet. I just kind of decided it in just games 2 and 3. It really depending on my matchups. I almost decided to cut the card until the very last round, game 3, when I finally saw it in my hand, and that card was. I was just like I was praising that card after that. Like that card was insane. I literally just revealed it for set, and my opponent just couldn't do anything. Couldn't feel tempted enough to go into the for the lethal kill. So like I would just kind of like let them play for a little bit, and then I would do the summoning effect during like their end phase or something. And then the other cards in my side deck are the third border, of course. So when you're definitely going first, put it in, see the card, you win. 3 Lava Golem. Lava Golem was definitely for all the combo decks like Drytron, PK, it's anything that was combo related because it just outs the board, and especially the Sword Soul board. It was just a boozy board. If it's just like a blackout plus that, I just throw Lava Golem out, and blackout is just useless at that point. Then the only spell on my side was 3 Nadir, and then I decided to play 2 Divine Wraths, and then 2 Heavy Storm Dusters, and then 2 Needle Ceilings. Yeah, like Divine Wrath was very strong. A lot of people didn't see it coming because it's being like a 4th or 5th strike sometimes when you need to see it to break those combo boards. And then at those times, you could just hold like a Conquistador or Hakero in your hand that you didn't necessarily need, and then just discard that, then end phase, get Sanguine to get the Lord. Like, I did that like 3 times at that tournament. It was insane every time. For the extra, I played 3 Elder Entity Nist, of course, 1 Titaniclad, 1 Omega, 1 Pallades, 1 Zeus, 1 Gustav Max, I can never remember these guys' names, and then 1 Libe, 1 Access Code. Then I played the new Bortle code.
Oh god, yes.
Yeah, yeah. 1 Light Charmer, 1 Celine, 1 Bomber Dragon, and 1 Vampire Sucker. I don't know if many people know this about Bortle code, but that card has an insane graveyard effect. Even the effect on field is really nice, but the effect in grave is just crazy. It says non-targeting, banish a 3,000 dark monster on the field to special summon a free topological monster from your extra deck or graveyard. Like, it outs Dragoons because like I didn't know people were still going to be on that card for the people that didn't get DPEs yet, or if just like there's kind of weird interactions that can come up sometimes, like because you could send it off Nadir or you could send it off Punishment if you're not like if you feel like you have mostly everything justifiable, and it's just like a way to apply more pressure because you'll if they don't get rid of it, it gives you a free bomber, and bomber just with the Eldritch traps, which is game because you're just constantly blowing up everything in the main monster zone. Oh, and another neat thing is you can banish your Heavily Prison because it's a 3,000 dark rock monster. I never really wanted to change anything else in the list. I think the only other thing I was ever considering was playing the third prison in the side, Heavily Prison in the side. Just had to increase your odds of seeing it with Prosperity or Pod or anything like that. Like consistency is key when it comes to these trap decks.
It's true. We do low
Definitely.
traps, man. Well, I just want to
Oh yes.
congratulate you on making it all the way to the finals, only losing twice in this pretty big local case tournament. It's pretty nice, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like the finals really just came down to a die roll for the Drytron matchup. Like I showed my friend, like I was playing my friend in the finals, and he just like I looked at my hand, open border plus like 3 traps and Prosperity, and I was like, "Kite, you would have lost." And I showed him my hand after the match because he had full combo, And he's like, "Yeah, I would have lost."
That's true. It is what it is. Well, thanks again for being on the channel once again, man.
Of course, thank you for having me, Bortle.
No problem. And listeners, if you're not a part of Bortle Nation, sub for Bortle. It's that easy and it's free. Oh God, yes.
Oh God, yes, definitely suffer Bortle.
Bortle out.